This is episode 5. Okay.
Oh, I was expecting to end with a
That one feel in. Okay, so today our guest is a multi-talented musician,
mine lah.
singer, songwriter, producer, teacher, social media guru, and many other things.
Not as talented as Jian Liang and Jian Ming.
No lah. So like so many labels, right? If you could pick one, then which one would you choose?
It's a good question. To be honest, I'm just a guy who likes music.
Alright, man.
Okay.
Where do you usually look like at this podcast on this podcast?
Look at each other.
Each other lah. Because it's more like a discussion kind of thing.
Yeah. So it'll be
Okay.
quite like
Yeah.
conversational.
Mm.
But if you want to like look into the camera also can.
No lah, it's okay.
Break the fourth wall.
Yeah. Or like do shout out then you can look in the camera. So previously you have like a few musical acts, right? Like
Yeah.
JJ and the Paperplanes, and then most recent one is Falling Feathers.
Yeah.
So maybe you can start with like a bit of your background, like your secondary school.
Wow.
Zhonghua Secondary School.
How you know?
Because you're from the secondary school.
Oh shit! Oh yeah! Oh god!
The Begonia Leaf.
Wait, is only Jian Ming or
No,
you
we're
also?
both from
Both of us.
ZHSS.
Oh really?
Yeah, sons
Yeah,
and
man.
daughters of Zhonghua.
Damn son.
History.
You're sec 4, sec 5.
Sec 4.
It's like 4, yeah.
Oh shit, dude.
Actually, I'm curious, what CCA did you join in?
Don't say. Skip.
So,
not
NDA.
totally not music one.
Because ZHSS don't have any CCA
Yeah.
for like, don't have
Actually,
much CCA lah.
then what CCA you join?
We joined like uniform group, MPCC.
Yeah.
Oh, I also uniform group, but I don't tell you what.
Okay.
CC. Boys Brigade.
It's quite stupid, right? Like musicians, what are we doing in like uniform group, man?
But yeah, got some valuable lessons.
Yeah, got something like I don't really like about Zhonghua. It's like the whole CCA thing very like practical. Like the principle and how they run the CCAs are.
Ooh, wow, throwing shit. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but very true.
the motto scholars leaders. What you expect, you know?
I don't even know that.
But then like because like I got one friend we from the same primary school Then he joined Zhonghua because he wanted to join basketball.
But basketball all girls team, right?
Yeah, so he didn't know that. So he joined and he's like, how come basketball don't have guys? And then he realized
Nice.
like, because the guys are very hard to win medals. Then the
Oh.
girls team was the only one that was like,
Got
like
results
achieving
lah.
results.
Yeah.
So
Smart. Practical.
yeah, then I got
Yeah.
some friends in like, I think badminton or something. Then like, I think sec 3 or something, the CCA closed down.
Oh shit.
Yeah, got a few instances of this. So like,
Yeah,
the school a
yeah.
bit too practical. already.
Practical. It's just like, why play 100 chords and have 3 fans, and why not play 3 chords and have
Let's play
100
Wonderwall,
fans?
right?
Exactly. One thing funny is
Very
like,
smart.
Zhonghua is like a art niche school, so I mean they
Oh.
claim to be
I mean, I think a lot of times all these art niche school, their definition of art and our definition of art
Yeah.
a bit different.
True,
A bit
true.
different. Yeah.
So
But secondary school, not very good. Your results good.
Actually, I was always like third last from the class, that kind of thing.
Same. I
So what's that lah? It's like we are the only ones. I cannot say only ones, but like the only few that went to like poly.
yeah.
The express
Oh, is
class,
it?
yeah. So,
every year I also kinda like the parents must come see principal cause like I bottom 30 of the core or something like
Oh,
that.
I see.
Yeah, it's quite shit. You know we got 2 prelims, right? My first prelim, right, my aggregate was 42.
Oh, okay lah, normal lah. I think mine was like 30 plus 40 or so.
Really,
yeah,
but I studied cause at that time I never really do much music lah. Like I started by playing classical piano, like all stupid Asian nerdy kids do, right? Then do all the ABRSM, great. Then just never really do much. But then after that, I discovered this course called the Diploma in Music and Audio Tech course in Singapore Poly lah, right? Which I'm currently teaching at also.
I
So
almost joined that course, yeah.
really, yeah. Lucky you never. Oh shit. I mean, it depends lah. Different people take away different things lah. But the aggregate was like damn ass low, man. I remember the point to enter right was 11 or something like that. Yeah, so I had 42 at that point. So I'm like, wow, fuck, I'm screwed.
Also,
Then-
like secondary school, you didn't know you wanted to like
Pursue.
that course.
Sec 4 lah.
Sec 4, right?
Yeah. So I studied damn hard for O level. The last 3 months, right, I take MC from school to study at home.
Wow.
Yeah, cause I mean, sometimes school's pretty useless, like if you ask me. You know, some teachers are great, right? But some teachers are do some counterintuitive things lah, but we shall not mention that. So yeah, I studied them hard. Then my final score was pretty dope, and I got into the course.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so heng. Then I studied music lah. The course lah, like how everybody would expect to, I guess. Study stupid things like music theory, but turned out to be pretty useful.
So at that point, were you really like a multi-instrumentalist, like can play piano, key, like
Holy shit, man!
guitar?
No, I can only at that point in time I can only play piano, not even like keyboard. You know what I mean? Like piano lah, all your classical nonsense. Then I don't even know how to like improvise or chord structure or whatsoever. It's only when I started in poly, then I started to learn acoustic guitar. So I picked up acoustic guitar a while before poly started, like during after O level. Then go and buy some stupid TGM $50, same, right? Then you start, then you learn Wonderwall, you learn what Collide, what nonsense, right? Four chord. Then the two pinky don't move on, only two finger. Then after that, what happened? Yeah, after that I started to pick up a lot more stuff in poly. Then I bought my first electric guitar. It was a Swing Telecaster.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, butterscotch. Wow. But I sold it long ago. It's like $120 or something. Yeah, then I started to learn a lot of stuff. Then that was when I started a band. I started my first band, 2013, I think. Because at that time, like emo music was still like the thing, like
the stuff that was on radio, that kind of thing.
Yeah, holy shit, man. Yeah. Like actually, if you still listen to radio, right? Like sometimes, right? Like 987, like at 3 a.m. or something, they will still play pop punk.
Yeah, very random.
Yeah, very weird.
As in today?
Yeah. It's damn weird. Like one day I was just listening. I don't know why I was listening. I think I was driving like 1, 2 a.m. Then suddenly got like We the Kings come on. Then it's like, whoa, I was shook.
I think at that point of time, like, I think that point of time I was in secondary school. I was like making YouTube video covers also.
Oh yeah.
So like covering like songs like Avenged Sevenfold and like My Chemical Romance. Then my MCR cover for Welcome to Black Parade got like almost 200k views. Then I was like, at that point of time, like, it's like very. I think YouTube wasn't that widespread, so it's very easy to get like views.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like I just uploaded like a random playthrough of like my Epiphone Let's also like 60k views. But nowadays, you get like 1,000 views, like so very hard. So
that is like not doing anything to like promote.
Yeah, it's
like,
it just organically will get views. But it's like a good like 8-9 years ago already.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, those were the days, Yeah. But as with any new platform, it's kind of like that, lah.
Yeah, true.
So back to the DJ and Airplanes.
Oh, Paperplanes, yeah.
Paperplanes.
I swear, right, 90% of people get it wrong, but it's fine. It's over now.
Oh, it's over already? Okay.
I started, so we started gigging, and I started getting into a lot of, because at that time, you come to a realization that like bands form and then they break up, and mainly because like they don't go anywhere lah, right? So I started to be, apart from like learning the instruments and whatnot, I started to be very interested in how you can basically get somewhere lah. Like in other words, like make it lah. Like at that time, young boy lah. You still dream of like playing Warped Tour kind of nonsense.
Not babies.
Well, I had when I was in poly, right? I was very, what's that word? I was very ambitious. Like, baby, screw that shit, man. Warped Tour straight away,
Oh, damn.
No lah. But at that point, I also learned that the sad part is I see a lot of very, very good and talented musicians, bands, like they come and go. It's like Baby's is the peak of their career, which kind of sucks because as good as great as Baby's is, right? That shouldn't be the peak of your career lah, because like the talent is amazing. You see, like I always see a lot of people who are damn as good at what they do, like whatever genre, but then somehow they just move on from it because like life happens, Yeah, so it kind of sucks. But then, which is why when I was in poly, I really researched a lot on how to make it lah, I guess. How do you actually make it, so that you can do music for a living. Like that's what everybody wants, right? To be a damn rock star for a living. But bad news is hard. Most people feel like.
We kind of discussed this like in episode 2 also, like with Kaiwan, like Baby's is kind of like the, like you say, the peak. Then like, though it's a Singapore thing, like because bands have like nowhere to go, or they don't even see, they don't see the future,
like the bigger picture.
Actually,
seems
right.
like
To be honest, in my opinion, don't hate me. I think the problem with a lot of bands, I don't know whether it's a local or international thing, but I think the problem with a lot of musicians and bands is you don't set a lot of people don't set long-term goals. Like myself included last time, you just wanna shred the shit out of the guitar on the stage, and you just do some guitar swings and flips and shit like that, right? But I think the question is, okay, so I always tell people this, and I think it's still quite true today. I think a lot of people work very hard to look successful, not be successful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like Babies is great. I think like bands or musicians or whatever should still try out for all these like festivals like Babies or whatsoever. But I think the question to ask is, why am I playing Babies? So if you can answer that question, right, then you will know what your next step is. Like, is Baby like a stepping stage for me to get to a certain place I want to go, or is Baby the end? So if you say like, okay, after Baby I want to get married, have kids, and I just want a hobby, then great, fantastic. There's no wrong answer correct? Yeah. Baby is the place for you, But if you want to make music your thingy, your full time, then like Baby shouldn't be the end It should just be. In fact, it's like the beginning, like it's the first door that opened. Then after that, you need to think like where the next door, how you can navigate this messy
landscape, right?
Yeah, landscape. And I think the biggest most of the people they all work with play heavier music right? The biggest thing about music now is that it changes too quickly. Like when not really the music itself, but music also, but more of the climate of the industry Like during when I was in poly, right, we learn about all the like industry stuff, like contracts and whatsoever. But like today, right, whatever we learn then is like 0% relevant. Because at that time, right, we still buy CDs and shit. Like, we still like the new CD come out, then we queue, we go and buy HMV or whatsoever. Now it's like everything's on demand, right?
Yeah, streaming everything, right?
The whole last time when I was in poly, when we released our EP, still like go and print CDs, then like go and like put the thing yourself, like the lyric sheet or whatever. Oh shit, those were the days. Then now it's like one click of a button, boom, it's there. Everything is there.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's very complicated for a lot of people, and it's very hard to catch up because like when I was in poly, Spotify I think just started. Like it was like very, very unpopular.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it was very unpopular. Like we were still buying CDs. Like our computers still had CD ports.
Right.
Yeah.
Now no more already. As in the MacBooks all no more CD port already.
Yeah.
They don't even have like the CD port adapter anymore. Yeah. So it's quite like the changing landscape makes it quite difficult for people to catch up, especially when you are a band, you're trying to get good at the music, and then you're also trying to get recognition and whatsoever. But I got shared this, I think, with a lot of people before, is I think the common misconception is that my opinion. Common misconception is that you need to have a lot of fans, play very, very big stage to become a successful musician. But the fact of the matter is, I learned this recently, not too long ago actually, maybe 1-2 years ago, and the person who actually shared this with me was Levin Wee, who
Dr. Levin Wee.
Dr. Levin Wee. Yeah, Levin's a good friend. He taught me a lot of things that I still practice today. And one of it is he shared about this article written by this white dude called Kevin Kelly, called the 1,000 True Fan Theory, or 1,000 True Fans or something like that. So I did a lot of research on it, and I think it's very, very applicable to what people do, especially for bands and musicians who play niche music, non-mainstream music.
Yeah.
Right. So mainstream music is kind of pretty much the same ish these days. Like sorry, but like if you like, to the untrained ear, right, you just go and get a Splice account, download a few loops, dump it into GarageBand, right? Then you kind of sound like the top 40s already. You know what I mean? Like to the untrained ear untrained ear. But a lot of other niche kind of music, like if you do I would say like even dubstep or like if you gent, it's takes time to be able to do that polyrhythm shit and whatsoever. So I'm lost. Why am I saying? Yeah. So I think the main thing to note is that actually you don't need to do like a lot a lot of musicians, when they hear this word marketing, right? Wow, shit. Like everybody is like, oh fuck, marketing, sell out, I don't want to sell out, whatsoever. But I think the good news is actually marketing is not about not really about like self-promoting, not really. And you know, like buying ads and selling out lah, you know. But it's more about, to me, finding the correct people who would consume your music.
Okay.
Yeah, so so like every type of music has a different type of audience. So it's the same thing like if you make candy floss and then you try to sell it at a diabetic center, it's like you're never gonna get any sales, right? Yeah. So I think that's also then after that you just give up because nobody buy your cotton candy, right? So I think the apart from like practicing and honing your craft, I think one of the most important parts is to ask yourself about who are you making music for? Who do you think will resonate with your music lah?
Yeah.
You know, and that was one of the things that I tried very hard to experiment with when I started Falling Feathers, which is a sellout pop music act. So if you know, if you don't like pop music, don't listen. Yeah, it was like 100% like you figure it out. So like music was secondary. Like marketing and branding was primary. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That was when I first started lah. So when I first started, it's like, okay, shit, I make pop music, then I do this kind of branding. Okay, who will listen to my music? Probably teenage girls lah, right? So I hustled them hard at that time. I think I was like 19 or 20. I hustled them hard. I called every single secondary school in Singapore. Really. I called every single one of them, like 200 over. And I say, hey, what's up, man? Okay, obviously nicer way like what's up, man? You know, like I love the arts and I want to share more about like music with like the younger kids so that, you know, like they can participate and, you know, like then just go NAC website. Then you could NAC website. Then you could all the mission and, you know, like what they want to achieve. And it's like pum. Then it's like, then the school will say, oh, sorry, actually we got no budget. You know, like you need to have like be part of the AEP program or like whatever kind of thing. Then I'm like, never mind, no need pay me. I pay. I'll do it. So like I invested some money and I got some friends to help me out, which they were very kind to. You know, like sometimes I borrowed a van, they help me drive the equipment.
Oh damn.
Or like they're just like very nice. Like if without them, I wouldn't be able to do it at all. Because like, still imagine one guy go down, set up all the monitor speakers.
Yeah.
Then
That's
shit, man.
So like at some point, right, I decided that's dumb as shit. And then because no matter how well you try to set up, no matter how much EQ stacks you bring, right, the school hall is gonna sound like shit. Like, no matter what. So right, in the end, right, I gave up. So I just brought monitor speakers and then like I hook up the mixer, right, to their in-house mixer.
Right.
So then just stereo like left right only. Like the mix don't really even matter because like even if you balance an EQ, right, shit's gonna sound like shit. Yeah. So and to the kids it doesn't really matter because like anything is also better than like math period or science period, right? So it's cool. So I went there and I got a lot of I was right. So like teenage girls indeed like whatever, and then that propelled me to be able to do a lot more things lah. So. But that was one part of the journey, and after that, after many years of doing this, I actually realized that because at that point, what I was trying to do is mass appeal lah. Because you know, like when you first start making music, the first thing in your mind is like, okay, I need to sell out big stage. I need to sell a lot of tickets, sell a lot of music, so that I can make a lot of money. So mass market, right? But after that, I actually realized, after like talking to Levin, getting to know Levin like maybe 2-3 years ago, I started to realize that actually that's not really the case. And right now, my belief is different. Like last time, I 100% believe that the branding, marketing, and conceptualization of what kind of music you do and who you are comes before the actual making of the music. But then now I realize that actually. So I sat myself down and I asked myself, like, actually, why we do music in the first place? Is it to become famous and successful, or is it to enjoy the music, enjoy the process? So right now, my view is that whatever music that you make, you shouldn't alter it to fit the mainstream sound, or you shouldn't alter it to because like Jian Liang say you should sound like Polyphil, or like, you know, like
put a breakdown here, the more fans will like it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you should just make whatever that you want to make, as shitty as it is, to the best of your ability, right? Because you make music not to make billions of dollars, right? If you want to make billions of dollars, you go do finance, right?
Yeah,
you don't make music, So I truly believe that musicians should do whatever that they're really passionate about, whatever niche genre that they're passionate about. Then after you decide what kind of music you want to make, then you come and do your branding, marketing, and your think about, okay, who will like my music, and how can I reach these people, right? Where do they hang out? So if your target market is teenage girls, okay, maybe you want to create Instagram account, right? If your target market is auntie, uncle, you want to do go Thai or whatsoever, maybe you make Facebook account, you know.
I'm still using Facebook, man.
Yeah, so actually there are a lot of I think the lack of awareness in a lot of people, because like they really just practice and, you know, like rock out and whatsoever, but you don't really explore outside. And actually a lot of underground sites online, right, that you can actually find potential fans and promote your music. One of it is Newgrounds. I don't know whether you heard of it before.
Is that the game one or something like that?
Yeah, Newgrounds is a place where like people can just upload their game code, upload your music, upload videos, and then like there's like a pool of nerdy you know, there's like also like some hentai shit lah, you know. But as with all the nerdy, right? Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That's just one corner of the website. You know, there's other places, you know. Yeah, so even like you go and explore subreddit threads, right? You can find like really quality audiences that like I've actually sold like a t-shirt on Reddit before, just by posting my music there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty damn amazing, like what you can find online.
Actually, this Reddit thing, we in like the last episode, we also spoke to this violinist, Draco. She also got one of her videos got viral because she posted like her cover of like Slipknot's Unsainted on violin. She posted it on the subreddit. Slipknot subreddit.
Then like it got a lot of upvotes and
picked up by Loudwire, like and those.
I think the point is like you put there. It takes like what, maybe 5 seconds of your life. And if nothing happened, then okay 5 seconds, you know, it doesn't matter, you know. But it's okay, actually don't anyhow post lah. Like, you know,
so actually that's very hard also. Like how to find a balance between what's like spammy versus what's like actually
relevant and
that's a good question. Okay. In my opinion, right, I think doing the research is more important than actually sending or posting something. So it's like, let's say you are a mama rock band, and then your audience is like mums in their 40s, right? So I wouldn't waste my time creating an Instagram account. I would just go straight into Facebook, because mamas in their 40s don't have Instagram accounts, you know what I mean? So it's like the research, but this is a very broad, very broad. So like, how do you keep asking yourself, how do you find that niche? How can you approach because even within, like, you talk about like metalcore or whatsoever, there are different subtle types of you know, metalcores lah, whether you recognize it or not, you know, and then different types of people like different types of metalcore, right? Kind of. So I guess you really have to go and do some research on the dark web and ask yourself how I can potentially reach these people that would potentially like my music. So it's like one of the oldest ways. So I had the opportunity of having a drink with the previous manager of Linkin Park.
Okay.
His name is, holy shit, I'm sorry. What's his name? Oh my god, that guy.
What's his name?
From what I thought his name was holy shit. Like,
no. Like, sorry, I cannot remember his name. But it's something that starts with M or something like that. Like his company is called like Matt Mason or something like that. For the life of God, I cannot remember. Can you help me Google? Yeah, so I met him at Music Matters, I think 2 years ago. And he shared with me a story. Honestly, I cannot remember if he's talking about Linkin Park or some other band, but he used to manage Linkin Park. So he shared with me a story when, like, during the old days when they first start out, right? What they used to do, right, is like they'll get the whole band and like all their friends whatsoever to print out like the band flyers, right? And then wait outside a concert hall, like a concert venue, like of a similar band. So like if it's Linkin Park's concert, right, and then you play that kind of music, you know, and you go to Linkin Park's concert and then you wait outside, cause your music and Linkin Park's music is kind of similar. Like,
so you got a demographics that is exactly what.
Correct. So it's kind of like you're doing like stupid Facebook targeting lah, right? But then you're actually physically there.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine 10,000 people went to Linkin Park's concert. right? And then you play music that kind of sounds Linkin Park, and you go there, you print like 10,000 flyers, you make sure everybody or most people get one. Even if you only win 1% of the people over, right? If you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, right, eventually, right, you're gonna have like a whole bunch of like people who have listened to your music.
Right.
Whether they stay or not, right, is up to how good you are, lah. You know, and how consistent you are. And I've seen bands that like, you know, like they make super good music and then like one viral hit, 100k, 200k views, then after that stop. 1 year, don't put out anything, no noise, then whatsoever. Of course, the people who like the music is gonna like gravitate towards other things lah, because nowadays every day got like few billion releases, you know.
Yeah.
So whether you release on Bandcamp or Spotify, there's like gazillion people making music, and people nowadays are pretty damn good, man. Yeah. So I think consistency is also one thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's about, and so like in marketing, right? Don't want to use this word, but like in marketing, or like we try to you need to think of like, okay, so your single, this is your release, whether it's a single or album. So what you need to do before, and then the after part is also very important. So after you release the single or whatever, your album, then okay, you play Bay Beats, you play whatsoever, you're going to apply for
EP launch.
Whatever, EP launch, or you're going to apply for all these festivals that reject you, then what happens, right? Or maybe you release an MV, okay, you release acoustic version, you release like remix or whatsoever. So it's the after that really counts, right? How do you, like, even if only 5 people listen to your thing, right? How can you make sure that these 5 people continue to listen to your thing? Because I think like when I first started making music, especially when I was trying to do this Falling Feathers thing, it's like I keep thinking like, oh shit, all these like musicians, like, shall not name names, like, they have like 100,000s, 200,000s of your Singaporean top musicians, or like even regional, like they have like, how do they have like few million views? Like, what the heck, right? So I couldn't figure it out, and I was very frustrated. It's like no matter what I do, right, it's like I can never match it. Then at some point I'm like, screw it, I actually don't need to match it, because it's not about the 10,000 people who listen to your music. It's really about how many people who listen to your music that actually care, right? So the numbers, like people, especially when social media came out, people always talk about like the numbers game lah, right? You know, like the more inflated the number, the better. But then at some point you also realize that a lot of people start buying likes, start buying streams, and like I'm not lying, I got buy it also to try. I bought streams on songs last time when I first started out. But it's very easy to tell. Like after a while, you can tell like, oh, who buys streams, because the stats won't match up. Yeah, so if you go on my Spotify page and you see the stats, it obviously matches up now because I stopped buying streams. and if you buy streams, right, the people at Spotify or whatever, obviously they'll know, right? Because they got some detection whatsoever lah. So if you buy streams, that it's very, very bad for your account, because they will like earmark it lah in some way. Yeah, kind of blacklist. So even if you do things like you buy 100 phones and you stream it 24/7, right? They will also know. Yeah, or like if you do something very intense, they also know. So it's, instead of like streaming your own music, right, think about how you can get people to actually consume, so that it's not the number of streams that count, but it's the person or people who actually stream. So like, I'd rather have one person stream my music 1,000 times than 1,000 people stream my music one time each, right? Because that one person, right, would probably spend money to buy my merch, to buy my tickets. If he lives in Manila, he maybe fly down to Singapore to watch my show because he just absolutely love your shit, right? And I've met people like that before, like in my short-lived pop music career, and it's absolutely amazing. Like they come down for every show, every merch you put out, they buy. Then they keep asking you for stickers, quite annoying. But then like you just give it to them because it's like what the heck, right?
It's like a small thing, but it means a lot to them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's about caring about the people who care about you. It's more important than going out to appeal to the masses. To me lah. So I traveled quite a bit in the past 2 years, like meet all sorts of bands, you know, like in London, in Korea, Japan, all these kind of places. And I started to realize that, okay, say correct me if I'm wrong, opinion, okay? I started to realize that a lot of bands overseas, they are actually doing music full time. Like they're actually making a living out of it. Like not like I part-time Starbucks, or I part-time do engineering, then at night I jam kind of thing. It's like they actually like full-time kind of thing. They make enough money to rent a house together. Of course, they don't make enough to, like invest in a house or like, get married. Maybe not lah, but they are happy lah, they're content. And they do everything in their power to make sure that the band can, or like the music can sustain itself.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it means going out and begging people to come to their gig. Not say they beg lah, but
give out flyers.
Yeah, exactly. Like I believe that even in this world where like social media and digital media is the thing, I feel like physical marketing, like actually going out to someone and like shake hand, it's really, really a lot more effective and important than not say more important, but it's also important. Yeah. And I know I play pop music but I still believe 100% right that like playing live shows is one of the best ways to engage and gain audiences.
Okay.
Because I mean, pop music all playback one. Yeah, it's true. Okay, pop music all playback one. Half the things is playback one. It's like you program MIDI then playback won't make mistake one. So it's a bit stale lah. But then one of the main reasons why people is like DJs. It's like, so it's a 100% playback lah, right? It's just matching beats. But why people still go to the show? Because you're there to vibe with the other people who go to the show, right? You feel that energy that you can never feel, no matter how expensive your speakers is at home. Because it's the energy that makes you feel like, oh shit, damn, I think
it's the
that's
whole experience, right? Like being there.
Yeah, I think that's damn important. And no matter whether you play to one person or you play to 100 people, you should. Every show is important, because that one person might be the one that say like, hey, actually, I got $1 million and I think I want to invest in your band. It's like, and these kind of things happen. Like they actually happen. Yeah. So like, don't all these small things that lead up is the most important.
Right.
I think. My opinion.
On the note of that live performance thing, like. You think it's better if bands like actually take the effort to like, instead of like trying to play like a perfect set, but instead try to like interact more with the audience, try to actually like show a bit more of your personality, like try to
bring something different from like what you already recorded in the studio lah, basically.
Yeah, so instead of like just like going through the whole album, like playing note to note, everything perfect.
I couldn't say, because I think it depends on what you stand for as a band. Because I mean, I think that's the most important lah. Because but I do believe that a live show is an opportunity to showcase a different side of the band. So it's like whatever that you record, whatever you play live, if it's up to me, I think it should be different. Like whether you add an extended bridge breakdown or whatsoever, or you just let the guitarist solo for like 32 bars. I think it's important. Like do stupid things that shock the audience. It's like you play right, then like you do ta 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 ta, then it's like then people start clapping. Then after that you continue the song again. Like it's kind of like stupid stuff that make people be like, oh shit, nice.
Actually, one band that's damn good at this is Crossfaith. They came to Singapore and recorded their whole set. Then they're like, wow, super interesting like audience engagement parts. So on the set, like the keyboardist actually come down and initiated a circle pit.
Initiated a wall
of death. Yeah,
actually, right. Like we went to watch Chon. Right? Actually, I was a bit sorry, Chon fans. I actually a little bit disappointed at the live show, because it's just playing through.
Yeah. So it becomes a bit.
It's like and it's like they play. It's like, wow, damn good. It's awesome. And then like the guy said, oh, thank you so much. We love you. And then whatsoever. It's like normal. Then like start to play the next song. It's like, yeah, very shook. But then it sounds. I mean, I listen at home also kind of similar lah. And to be honest, okay, never mind. Cut this out.
I totally get what you mean, man.
Cut this out. Yeah.
Well, where were we? We're saying like the live experience. Whether should it be different from like the studio, right?
I think live. There's an opportunity to showcase a lot more dynamics lah. Like whether you do stupid things like you just jab a lot, kind of thing, right? Or you, because like sometimes when you do recording, like your guitar parts are not playable. Like there are some parts that are not playable. So live you have to think of other solutions. You have to think of other solutions, right? So whether you use playback or you get another sessionist in or whatsoever, or like you rewrite the parts to not all of us, polyphile can play live, right? So like maybe like the whole thing is to try to make the experience as dynamic and interesting for the audience, I think.
Yeah, but I think like I think partly if you're playing a more like underground band, the live performances you usually play for like a very smaller crowds. I think people tend to not see like the value in, or maybe not the scalability of like actually like converting such a small audience and playing every live show, maybe play to like maybe 30, 40 people, as compared to maybe with the internet you can just scale up your reach, but then it's less engaging, I guess. So there's
I think it 100%
disparity there.
100% depends on the type of music you're trying to do, the type of musician you want to be. But like I said just now, I believe that like whatever show you play, you should play it like you're playing to like 10,000 people and 100,000 people, because even if you're playing to one person, right, that one person, if you convert him, right, maybe he give you $10,000 because he love you so much. You know what I mean? So whether you play to one person or 10,000 people, you should play it like you mean it lah. Whether you carry the whole drum set down. I mean, because overseas, like in overseas, like when at the venues, right? The no backline, it's like everything is carry themselves, like the stupid stacks. Just bring it down. You know, it's really commitment. And if we can have that kind of commitment, because if we ourselves as musicians don't even have that kind of commitment to our music, right? How can we expect other people to have that kind of commitment to our music? Don't hate me, don't hate me.
Damn.
Yeah, I think so lah. Like if we don't, it's the same thing like of practicing and you know. So I'm quite a firm believer in, especially like recording. You don't have to have the best mix in the world. You know, you don't have to go through like stupid SSL or you don't have to go through like a Apollo or whatsoever. Even if you're recording like through like a 2i2, if you play it like you mean it, right, it will still do better than the guy who has SSL console. I believe lah. Because nowadays, if you see like all these YouTube channels or Instagram or whatever, the quality of sound
has improved like drastically, right?
Yeah, but there are a lot of people who make really shitty produced videos. But the music itself is like very like musical lah. It's really good. So the quality is subjective, but you need to mean what you put out there, which is something that I learned over the years. Because last time I don't know, I make music to appeal to the masses, but now I think my perspective has changed to be you make music for yourself. Then after that you find the people who like the music you also like. Then you can buddy. You know.
I think that's like one of the more interesting principles that we have come across like in recent times. But you said, if you want to find you follow that principle, like where you really make the music for that maybe 1,000 true fans. But then there's also other school of thought where like you also want to reduce friction for people to find your music. Like you want to post it everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and just hit as many platforms as possible, reduce that friction. What do you think?
I think,
is that counterproductive to the whole ideal?
I think so.
ideology?
I think it still boils down to the research. It's like if I play like Gent, I wouldn't consider TikTok as one of my top social media platforms, you know, because look at the shit on TikTok, you know, you know, like so I think the most important thing is to research and prioritize. It's like if I make pop music, right, I wouldn't send a press release to Unite Asia, because to be honest, I sent before. I
Got reply.
I kinda scold like no tomorrow.
Really?
He scold me like all the beep. Yeah, I do like no. I mean, but it makes sense, you know. It's like this guy. You make pop music. It's like you send to Unite Asia for fuck, right? So I learned a very very valuable lesson. So like, hey guys, if you make metal music, right, don't send it to like Pop Music Asian Weekly or something like that. You know, just focus on the people, right, that will potentially resonate with your music. Yeah, I did a lot of stupid things in the past, but everything I try, all the mistakes I make already. So don't do it.
But actually, that's the thing that we talked on like the last episode. Last episode also, to be a practitioner and not like, basically if you just keep thinking, okay, maybe should I do this, should I do that, then keep like hem and hawing, right? Then don't do anything and it doesn't serve any like value to yourself also. So I think if you like, you just what you did, you just try every single thing. You know how to react from there and adjust your course, right?
I think especially when you're starting, it's very important to do first. It's like because no matter how good you are, if you don't put it there, then nobody gonna see it lah. Right? So do first then say. But at some point, right, after you do first then say for a while already, you get enough data. I think it's important to understand the data and to research on what the next best step is, because you are only one person, and even if you're a band, you're only like 4 or 5 people lah. There's only so much you can do. So it's about like really, really good time management and really trying to identify how you can progress with, like you said, less friction.
Yeah. So I think that whole point where you do the targeted thing is more, it also helps with efficiency. With your resources, you don't have so much time to go and put in every single platform. Then you really target the specific ones that you think has the most ROI, then you just go for it.
Essentially, yes. But that being said, right, I do believe that YouTube should be one of the core platforms that everybody should have, because like different social media platforms have different demographic lah. Like TikTok is like kids lah. It's like 9 years old to 10 years old. You know what I mean? Then you have Instagram, who is like maybe people like us, or like early teens, or like early 20s, late 20s. And then you have Facebook lah, which is our parents' gen kind of thing. So different social media have different demographics. But I think the common one is YouTube. Like almost everybody, no matter how old you are, uses YouTube. Kind of lah, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people use YouTube, and nowadays on YouTube there is a lot of functions that didn't exist in the past. Like there's this new community tab that you can actually post things like you do on Facebook.
Yeah, like photos and stuff.
Yeah, and you can post like polls and whatsoever, and a lot of things are like literally a lot of things you can do. Like you can link your merch store, and then like you do pop-ups and things like that, which helps to bring your whole music ecosystem together as within the band, So I believe YouTube is a platform that most musicians, or like if you do creative stuff, should be on. Yeah, and like don't discount platforms that are weird. So like I came across this person, I cannot remember her name. I think she's from Ireland. So like one of the main places that she has a following, right, as a musician, is Pinterest. Can you imagine that? Like, wow, amazing. Do you even know what Pinterest is?
Like a photo platform.
A lot of like
Pinterest mostly is like female audiences lah. You go there to find like yarn balls and like things like that lah. Yeah, so like she posts a lot about like Irish culture, like talk about leprechauns and shit like that. So like the people who very into it. Then, but she makes music also. So like people started listening to the music, and then like it converts into streams and whatnot. So it's like don't discount the platforms that you feel like it's not the normal thing, but because if you do the normal thing, everybody also do the normal thing. So how are you gonna stand out?
Yeah, the point of standing out, like, okay, but what if like let's say what you do right is basically the normal thing, but then it's authentic to what you're actually doing. But how do you stand out in this like sea of YouTube like artists, right? Everyone is doing pretty much the same thing, like playing metal music or playing like rock or playing pop. You're like a solo artist playing pop, and you have like your synthesizers. Like in this day and age, how can one? What should they do to like try to stand out, but then still stay authentic to what they are or what they want to be?
It's a very good question. I think no matter how copy you are, like you sound exactly like Paramore or whatsoever, every band has their own niche lah, and it's important to, I think, try to identify that niche and see. So think about it. Even if you sound exactly like Paramore got like few million fans. It's like it's not, I guess, not very difficult to get a couple hundred of them to listen to your music, because Paramore only release songs like a couple of years one time,
Yeah, true.
So I think there is a place for, so like my analogy lah for this situation is, I always tell people, right, you all know who Steven Lim is, right?
Yeah.
Steven Lim Koko, right? So my analogy is, if Steven Lim, right, doing whatever he does, can make a career out of like doing whatever he does, there's no reason a proper musician who can play cannot. You know what I mean?
Shit, that's words of proof, man.
I just like he you gotta give it to him. He's a hustler, right? He's a hustler, but he does dumb shit lah, right? I mean, it's dumb. It's like stupid one, but it's so like how can a musician who can shred the shit out of the guitar or play the shit out of the synthesizer or can belt the shit out of the vocals cannot do better than Steven Lim? How cannot?
It just doesn't make sense, right?
I mean, it's because the one thing that Steven Lim has that a lot of people don't is consistency. he uploads his nonsense content consistently, right? Because at some point he's bound to get noticed. You know what I mean? Same for other people like Amos E lah. He makes a certain kind of thing and it appeals to a certain kind of people and it's hated by a certain kind of people. But actually, I watched this in an interview. I watched this interview with Tim Henson once. Sorry, I'm very into this Tim Henson shit. So he said something that made me really think. He said, it's better to be really terrible or really good. Like don't ever be average. Yeah, I don't know whether you're hearing it before. Because like if you're really bad, you get attention because people hate you. But like with the people that hate you, there will be people who notice you and like you, right? So successful. Then if you're very good, don't need to say lah. At some point people will like you and notice you lah. But if you are just average, then you're just gonna drown in that sea of YouTube and whatsoever. So like whatever music that you make, it's important to find the niche and ask yourself like, what am I doing that will make people turn their heads, I guess. Even though on the surface it may seem like you are making normal. So like if I'm a pop punk band, for example, right? Every pop punk band kind of sounds rather similar. There's only that many power chords you can play, right? No matter how many 9s or 7s you add, like it's pop punk, right? So but imagine if one day I start a pop punk band called Cat Rock. Like KK. This is something off my head, right? Cat Rock. And then I have a 15-song album. Every song is about singing about a different breed of cats. So right now, right, even though I'm playing pop punk, I'm appealing to a secondary audience, which is cat lovers. So like think of it as a Venn diagram, right? So like now you got this like niche in the middle. It's like people who like pop punk and people who like cats. Are they out there? Sure they are, right? So and if you can narrow that niche down even more, then at some point you like I think I've never really said this to a lot of people before, but then Daryl Laser and I think his girlfriend has this band.
The Mala Sango.
Yeah, that's absolute genius, man. It's like
it's fucking memorable. Like, wow.
I mean, people in PR and marketing always talk about newsworthy. Damn son, if anything is newsworthy, it's that shit. Like it's on Mothership, and on like I don't know, like so a plethora of platforms, right?
Yeah, I saw like non-music. Like Facebook friends also start sharing that thing like what the hell?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like whether you like grindcore or not, and it's like it's acoustic grindcore. What the heck, right? It's acoustic grindcore. Whether you like grindcore or not, you like Mala Sangko, right? So will you like that? Maybe.
Shit, that's a perfect example of the Venn diagram thing.
Exactly, right? So if you can find your second degree audience, the people who, cause like it cannot be your music is official lah. You cannot sing about heartbreak your whole life lah, right? Because I mean, I don't know. So at some point you have to sing or play about something else lah. So find what that something else is and find that Venn diagram, and that's a good place to start. Right. Yeah.
Shit, what's up? We need to absorb a bit first.
I this is my opinion lah. So it's like even it's okay. Just like back to like music that you guys work a lot with, like heavier kind of music. So it's like when Polyphia first put out I keep talking about Polyphia. I should move on. When they first put out the album with like goat on it, it was like revolutionary lah, right? Because it's like you're taking a lot of pop music and trap music elements, and then you're placing it in this genre that normally very against
very traditional.
Very against pop music kind of thing. But then they do it so well, right? Whether love them or hate them, they are Polyphia, right? Or it's like so it's a how you are able to find your niche in the sea of everybody doing the same thing. Yeah. So it's like there are only that many topics or things that you can do out there, but everybody will have their own niche lah. So if you can slowly identify that, and you will somehow make it, and it's about the consistency. It's I always share this with a lot of people, like like BTS. Okay, it's not metal or what, but BTS started, they even until today, right? They are not signed to any major label. They are 100% indie.
Is it?
It is, yeah. So can you believe it? They are the number one top Asian pop band in the world, right? But they are indie. They are distributed by this distribution company called The Orchard, not one of the major labels, right? And they are under this record label called Big Hit Entertainment, which is some small ass indie label, and all the other artists you never hear before. It's just BTS, right? So if okay, so to answer your question, sorry to K-pop fans, BTS fans, but like in to normal untrained ears, right? BTS sounds like pretty much like any other K-pop band, right? The branding, the videos, even the way they pan the camera, exactly the same, right? Exactly, it's the same camera guy. He does it, same. But how come they are the biggest K-pop band in the world? They must be doing something different, right? So ask in context to your own music, your band, I think we should all ask ourselves, like, what can we do different? What are we doing different? Yeah. Right.
Actually, this is very applicable. Like, if you like, okay, another guy, I don't know if you heard this guy called Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk. So basically, he gives like a lot of like advice also. But I think the one thing he always mentions is don't just hear what he's saying, but do actually what he's doing. So whatever he's doing is actually the thing that he's doing right, like he's always posting on Instagram, posting on every single platform. Just if you copy what he's doing and notice what like he's doing, it's basically the thing that he's preaching about. So I think the same can be applied for like all the successful bands. Just try to copy what they are doing, what kind of marketing they're doing, what thing they're doing right. Then that's what that is the correct way of I don't know, marketing or something.
Kind of like marketing is just such a broad, like in under the world of marketing, you have like branding, you have promotion, then you have like advertising. It's like it's such a broad topic, right? But I think the main focus is really you don't really need to know how to run ads on Facebook or YouTube or use all these gadgets and whatsoever, all this automation kind of thing. I think the most important thing is to figure out where your target audience is. And that's a very good place to start. That Venn diagram. If you can figure that out, right, then the next step is to find out how you can reach them. Yeah. So instead of trying to do something that you cannot, like maybe I'm very good at playing math rock, but then I just suck at like doing promotions, or maybe I don't want to. Then do something that can make you enough money to hire someone to do it for you. You know what I mean? So it's like play your cards to the best of your ability. Because we are born with certain talents and lack certain talents. So like play, we need to play the hand we are dealt. So play it as well as possible.
So know your strength and like your weaknesses and like try to like outsource.
Correct. You play 21, even you get 15 also can win one.
Yeah.
Actually, with that, like, so there's another thing, like, okay, the other thing about like being played the hand that you're dealt, the other thing is also resources lah. Like, you have limited budget, limited amount of money. How do you know what to prioritize? Like, if I want to shoot a music video, should I like really go out and get a very produced music video, look very professional, very nice, impress like people, or should I just with limited budget go do a DIY kind of thing, be very, I don't know, grungy, indie kind of.
It's a great question. I love that question. I think the most important part is don't ask yourself the what, but ask yourself the why. Why do I need a music video? If you cannot answer that question, right, then don't do the fucking music video. You know what I mean? Okay. Oh, sorry. Hey, can I not swear?
Actually, I said the F word, so okay.
Yeah, so if you ask yourself why, if you feel like maybe I pay someone on Fiverr, I mean, you all know Fiverr to do a lyric video for $50 and that will suffice and that will be enough to engage my audience, right? Then why do you need to spend $5,000 on a music video? Because you can spend that $4,950 on something else, right? Like actually marketing that stupid $50 video. Right. Why do you want to spend $5,000 and get 500 views when you can spend $50 and spend the rest of the money to get 500,000 views?
I think it's something that no one actually like kind of. I cannot say no one but this is something that not really all people think through, right?
So, I only come to terms with it like not too long ago. So
yeah, like there's something I noticed, like I wrote here also lah. I was like looking through your YouTube channel, then I saw like your older videos, like music videos.
Yeah.
And then like the current video, like one of the latest song, let me see what is it.
Should be like The Other Side or Monsters or something like that.
Yeah, Through the Night. So that was like a animated lyric video kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Then all the other singles was like a
actual,
more produced music video and got choreography, a lot of people.
Yeah, holy shit, man.
But then like that animated lyric video had like had the most view amongst all the other singles.
Tell me about it, because this is why I 100% believe in genuinity. Like at some point in my short-lived pop music career, I decided to switch my mentality from creating music to appeal the masses to create music that I actually want to create, and that was that lah.
Yeah, so it's like go back to just what you were saying, because like the song had like a specific message. Then I realized like, I mean I saw on Facebook like, a lot of people were sharing because of that specific message. So in a way like you don't really need that fancy music video to like try to like stand out or anything.
Exactly. It's that same thing back to the Venn diagram. Yeah, cause I mean it's still pop music. It's still like produced pop music in like shit. You go into Melodyne and then you do everything to the nice to correct pitch, you know. But it's the messaging behind that overproduced sound or whatsoever that really matters lah. You know, whether it's overproduced or underproduced, it's what is why you do it, right? A lot of people focus on the what. It's like, okay, what I need to do next? I need to do photo shoot, I need to do PR, I need to hire this, hire that, do music video, I need to do this, do that. But many people often don't stop to ask like why. It's like, is it because it's the thing that people do? Or is it because it's something that I need to do in order to get somewhere? So it's a tough question, but then if you can somehow figure out the answer to the why you're doing it, then I think you will find your way.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, actually that's the like the most. I also agree with you. Like when we started this podcast, so I started with like a mission also lah. Like why we do the podcast. So like the mission was kind of like we want to elevate like the local music and regional music, like bring it out to the masses kind of thing. So we had like we set some core principles like what we want to do, like how we will approach making decisions. I think this is very applicable for even like, let's say, YouTubers. I can see like we do follow some YouTubers where eventually they kind of like started out with a certain direction. Eventually they kind of lost their initial kind of principle. Then you see that they tend to waver in different like kind of sponsorship videos, and then you know, this guy principle is not very strong. Like it started out like maybe making gear reviews, like very honest gear reviews. Suddenly started to like have very diluted kind of content. And, you know,
I think the most important thing, like you said, right, is to do. Then after that, you slowly figure it out. Like this podcast. Like that day I was watching your podcast. I'm a fan, okay? So then like I told Jin Liang something or some stuff that you could potentially do. I cannot remember. But then like whatever you just said, right? Like you guys should go check out this YouTube channel called Joe Sudano or something like that. Don't you hear before?
The smash off the
Dude, if anybody is niche, right?
the guy views it. Like,
dude, that is damn niche, man, and it's so good. Like he full time YouTube.
He's the ones that like he got viral, then he managed to like
capitalize on it.
Yeah, because in the beginning he just did like Smash Mouth cut, like you know, like he just sang like
the lyrics over different songs, right?
Then after that, like only recently, I think last year, he started posting drum covers. Then you realize that holy shit, this guy can drum, man. Yeah, so like so think of it like at that point, right? He already got like hundreds of thousands of viewers. So when he switched from like singing stupid Smash Mouth covers to like hardcore drumming, right? Like maybe 50% of his audience will leave. But then now you have 50% of people who are engaged. It's like it's better than starting from zero. Yeah, so like whoever that watched the podcast, you know, now and like your stuff, and eventually you change your direction to do something a bit different, there will be people who will be attracted to it one way or another. So the most important thing is to do first. You know, don't scared. Don't scared. Scared don't do.
Scared don't do.
I mean, and like one of the things that I struggle with is like people judging you lah. Because in this like very indie music landscape in Singapore, like coming out to do like blatant ass pop music is something that
have to be
let's just say a lot of people love you for and a lot of people hate you for, you know. So it's to come to terms that you should focus on the people who actually like your stuff and focus on the people who have constructive criticism.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like a focus on the. Actually, I think if you change the F major to a F major 7 here, I think it will sound better. So listen to that kind of comments, right? But don't listen to the fuck, this chord sucks. Because like the guy's not bringing any value to your music, right? So to whatever you're trying to do. Yeah.
Actually, we talked about this like the last episode also. Like we know, like my brother said that actually notice like a lot of people tend to like those larger celebrities tend to snap back at like those snarky comments
Mm.
when actually there's like 100 other comments like praising the video. Then you don't focus on like the people, the fans that actually like your stuff. Then you go and keep attention to these sort of trolls and like
And the thing is like bring on them haters, man. Because if you got haters, right, it means you are
doing something.
you're doing something right. You know, you're doing something right. So
I heard
like
that also.
yeah, bring on them haters, man. Like it's just look like fucking Steven Lim, you know? Like wow, I'm a fan, man. Not in that way, you know, but like he's a fucking genius. Yeah.
Maybe it's a case study for future schools.
Yeah, really. Like if you cannot do as well as Steven Lim, even though you're a very good musician, right? Then there's some thought to be put into that, lah. You know, I don't
Sometimes
know.
like we also record like okay for some bands, then sometimes we end up finish recording your EP, then post on YouTube, then just like leave it there. Then we like notice like sometimes I go take a look and see like go search, then like the views also less than 100 views. Then it's also like for us it feels quite like depressing like you spend more time into recording and helping you mix it. Then
so much money some more. Like you do like sweet music video or
then it's just left there, then like left to die alone and a very sad slow death.
I think one like talking to a lot of musicians, one of the sad part is that a lot of people still have that hope that as long as I do it, I will be discovered. Like they're still praying to be discovered.
Like you build it, then it will come.
Yeah, but like you have to build it, ma. You know what I mean? You it's the same thing, no? Like you really have to, even if you want to be discovered, you know, like you have to do something that propels you into that direction. You know what I mean? Like if you like, you know, if you want to be, let's say you want CLA to produce you lah, you know, then like you stalk him on Instagram, you realize, hey shit, he's in Illinois. You fly over to Illinois and then you accidentally bump into him and say, oh so sorry, hey CLA. Then it's like at least you know you're going the right direction now. Whether he slapped you or he produced you, you know, like but you're creating that opportunity for yourself. You know, like don't wait for CLA to fly to Singapore because that's not happening, right? So fly to where he is. You know, probably not Illinois. Don't know where he's from. But yeah, fly to where he is. You know, like go and find the opportunities, like, because the opportunities. Trying to waiting for you to become to discover. I think better off every week you buy 40.
Yeah, like you need to create your own opportunity lah.
Yeah.
Go out there, just do stuff.
Right, yeah. Even if it's, you know, you want to get teenage girl fans, then go find teenage girl fans. You know, you want like granny rock fans, then go find granny rock fans.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, even if you have to bring your stupid Roland cube to the old folks' home, right, to play, right, you do what you must do to get where you want to be.
Actually, this thing like the whole. I want to backtrack a bit because just now you said like okay, like all bands they do the what, right? Like they start recording EP, they publish an EP, do an EP launch. Then after that, they kind of like stop there. Then what's next? Like basically, it kind of feels like they've done their due diligence to really push their EP. Then, but what should come afterwards? Like let's say you do an EP launch already, you a successful EP launch. Then usually bands just stop there. I don't know what else can they do.
So it's back to the why and not the what. So it's like you do EP launch for what? Like actually, honestly, you really.
It's almost like a rite of passage thing only.
Yeah,
Just do for the sake of doing.
Yeah,
it.
don't follow because it's like okay. Let me quote you one very good example. Like Mateus Asato. You all know Mateus Asato, right?
Yeah.
He is like one of the first few guitarists who got famous via Instagram. Right? It's like am I correct? I'm correct, right? Shifu Ian. Okay. Yeah. So it's like that dude. Okay. Number one, he can really play. Apart from he can really play, so we assume that the musician is good already, right? So as a guitarist, right, who wants to become a session player, you probably won't spend most of your time right recording licks and stuff on Instagram. You know what I mean? But I feel like he understood what he was going for and why he was doing it. And that's why he continued to do it, and the consistency of uploading every week, every other day. Eventually got him to tour with Tori Kelly and then like so on and so forth. Like, and now he is his own person, you know? It's like every guitarist kind of
aspire to be like him.
I mean, kind of knows who he is. Like shit, I want to buy his Search insurance, you know? Damn nice. But
expensive though.
Yeah, expensive. Yeah, shit, I mean, you see, like as a even like in Singapore, as even if you're not in a band, right, you want to become a session musician, I think a lot of people think that the epitome of a session musician is either you play for JJ Lin, if not you play some deal already. Right? So but look at like this stupid. Okay, sorry. This guy Matheus Asato from like Brazil. Like I mean, like he went to MI and all lah. Right, he went to MI. Yeah, he went to MI and all. But still, you know, like as a session musician, you wouldn't think of like, hey, I mean, I should just share it on Instagram. You know, like see. Yeah. So and practice lah, because it gives you opportunity to practice your craft at the same time. So back to the question of like the rite of passage, it's really I mean I think I'm repeating myself, but it's really a lot about the why and not the what. So like ask yourself, why you releasing EP? Is it better off for you to actually spread out that 6 songs over the year instead? You know, do like at one single every 2 months. Then within that, you can do acoustic versions, you can do remix, you can do collaborations. And I think like just to go off topic a bit, I think collaborations, right, is one of the best ways to do things. Because whether you're collaborating with a guy from a similar genre or not, collaborations, number one, you can learn a lot. Like, number two, you are reaching out to another pool of potential audience. Like imagine that you are 2 pop punk bands that are very good. Instead of like trying to fight each other, why don't you combine your power to you know, get more fans?
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly why we did a podcast. Yeah. Because exactly the same reason, like invite guests so you get your audience and our audience to like sort of merge. It's still kind of breach that like 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, exactly. And I think actually the heavier music community does this pretty decently well as opposed to the more mainstream, more atas kind of music. People tend to be okay. Never mind, skip this part.
Indeed.
A bit more judgy lah. Like audiences and musicians, people tend to be a bit more
critical.
For lack of a better word, individualistic. You think about your career, but you don't think about, if I help this person, how that will like bounce back to help myself instead. You know, I mean, don't go and help someone because you want a favor from somebody lah. But like think of how you can mutually benefit from that relationship.
Right.
Yeah, something like that.
And the zero-sum game thing, like
Exactly.
I don't think of it as like a zero-sum game. Like I help this guy, then he take my fans away. That kind of thing. Like,
Yeah,
that's very
if,
negative.
it's like I also have this belief that it's like, if it's yours, it's yours. If the fans want to go, then fantastic, let them go. Because if the earlier go, more better, then you can find the fans that actually,
right?
Exactly, and the fans that actually would pay for your T-shirt, you know, and things like that. Yeah. If you don't want, then good. Earlier go, like better. Yeah, then you can let the good ones come in.
That's like a bit of a paradigm shift in like mindset for all people, I guess. Yeah, we also think like I forget what's the metaphor to use, but that's why I also like invited like Kaiwen onto the podcast also. Like, the idea is to build like a community lah. So like we try to make it like a very friendly environment. Everyone sort of go together lor, and contribute together. Then it's really to sort of make the whole ecosystem also lah, of musicians in this underground scene. But also we want to eventually expand to like the other genres. Maybe not so much the mainstream, but as much as possible. As a musician, anything you're like trying to do arts in the local scene or regional scene, we're just trying to promote that whole ecosystem and the culture.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And like even, you know, like that, a lot of all the underground bands in Singapore, they often like do tours. That they go to the US and whatsoever. So they go to US, go to Melbourne, Australia, go to don't know whatsoever. So it's the same concept of like ask yourself like why you're doing it, like not what you're doing. So it's like it brings back to the, you know, at the beginning of the podcast, I say a lot of people work very hard to look successful, not be successful. Yeah. So like back to this tour context, right? It's like you go overseas, you play shows. It's quite glamorous lah. It's a what's that term that I always use? It's a over glorified holiday. Like it is lah, it is, right? But if you know why you're there, then it's a totally different different thing. So like you play this venue because there's a you got potential to meet this label guy or you know like whatsoever. So understand why you're there. So it's like even one of the bigger so-called music conferences in Singapore, like Music Matters, right? So if you apply for Music Matters, usually you're banned from like Canada or something, and you apply for Music Matters and you fly like 22 hours, come here to play Music Matters, and that's all you do, then I would say that's a terrible investment. But if you come here and you try to meet like-minded people, collaborate with people, and you know, like potentially meet people that can help you along, I think if that's the primary goal, then yes, apply for Music Matters and spend a few $1,000s to come here. If not, if you just come here so that you can update the gram, then like maybe don't.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it kind of all boils down to knowing the whys, which is like the core principle of what you're doing. I think that's very important for a lot of people to have like the clear direction. You know clearly what's the vision you're aiming for. Then you will shape your actions to serve that purpose. Really.
Actually, right, I kind of disagree that in a small way. It's like it's important to ask yourself the why, but it's not as important to know the why, because like I'm still till today I still don't know really why. So it's like it's important to ask yourself the why and keep asking yourself and to doubt yourself, you know. But to actually answer it, right, I don't know if that's actually possible.
Okay.
I don't know. Like you will have like a glimpse, you will kind of understand a direction. But to really, really know the why, like especially for the bigger picture,
Okay.
then I mean, becomes a bit spiritual and you know like it's like unless you like I dedicate my life to worship music, and then that's fine, you know, that is your why. Then there's all your mini whys, sub whys, you know, like why am I spending so much money buying the stupid Strymon delay? Does it actually does it actually fulfill the why of me like being a worship guitarist? If the answer is yes, which usually it's not, then yeah, get that Strymon, you know. But
the answer should have been you should have bought an XFX3.
Oh shit! Yeah, hey, Fractal, man. Yeah. So I think you don't really if you can answer the why, that's great. But if you cannot at this point answer the why, I think that's great also, because it means that you have not peaked yet. You have not reached your ceiling. And if you can continue asking yourself the whys, then your ceiling will keep growing.
All right. Yeah, I think that's a good insight. Okay, so I think we have like quite a lot of like golden nuggets in this whole episode already.
Advice buffet.
Yeah, if you want to like ask me more about marketing stuff, right, you can ask Jian Liang or Jian Ming. Then we can have a chat.
Nice.
For and actually I learned a lot of things from Dr. Levin Wee. So if you are interested in marketing, right, Levin's methods are a little bit say like
Unorthodox.
Yeah, unorthodox lah. But he's a logical guy. I mean, okay. Like for a very logical guy, he was also very emotionally driven. So that's why his methods are unorthodox. But he is a very cerebral person. He's a critical thinker. So if you like get stuck, right, I think Levin is a good person to talk to, and he's very open to talking to you, whether you play metalcore or you play like pop music.
I want to invite him. Like we want to invite him.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Actually, he has his own podcast. So.
Yeah, they also listen
But
to.
hey, don't 11 podcast politics. Don't play that. Hey, don't go jail.
Well, okay lah. It's still quite PC. As in, it's not really.
It's still quite like not that one-sided kind of thing.
Yeah, like I said, he's a very cerebral guy. He knows how to push the right buttons without pushing them. You know, like yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Levin's podcast, malu.sg, I think.
Yeah. Hey, should share this with Levin.
Okay, so now professionally segue into this like ending segment.
Oh,
onto like top 5. I don't know, top of mind local artists.
this is very hard.
Yeah, top of mind, so it's not really your favorite one, but
Yeah.
right now.
I like the other eye.
Who's the other eye? Actually, no, what's the story behind the whole name of the other eye?
Don't know.
Actually, it's what you said earlier. Like basically, a lot of guys have like local bands. They have basically like a day job. Then at night they're going to be like in a band. That's why it's called the other eye. It's like the other self lah.
It's like alter
Exactly.
ego.
Yeah, alter ego. Basically, it's like us that we all work a day job, and at night we just do this the other like for our own pleasure.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, I think there's 100% nothing wrong with that, because you can still, you know, like I mean, you can be Batman, rich man's son by day, Batman by night. It's like can you know?
Too bad we just don't have the money.
Can what? You got day job what?
Day job. Peanuts, man. Pay peanuts.
I mean, spend wisely.
You know what's the joke like of like starting a studio, $1 million studio? You start with 2 million.
That's not exactly true, but yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Wow, top 5 local bands cannot lah. It's so difficult. I'm so out of touch these days. So
Okay, then top 5 artists that you're listening to now, like top of mind artist, like
okay,
Artists also.
my music consumption is a bit diverse. Okay, so one of my favorite artists of all time is Our City.
Our City. Okay.
Yeah, Adam Young. I think he is an absolute genius. A lot of people will disagree with me, but he's an absolute genius. I like Polyfield a lot. It's a Tim Henson, man. Wish I can play like him. Okay. My teacher teach me, Ian Kwan.
We have to set the context of those who are listening. So actually, Ian is sitting off camera. Right? So you suddenly call out Ian. It's not because there's like a fourth person on the mic, right?
Yeah. I really respect Ian and what he does. Okay, so I mean, apart from that, I like Polyfield. I listen to quite a lot of future-based melodic bass. So I like one of my favorite future-based melodic bass artists is this artist called Sid the Sky.
Sid the Sky.
Yeah, you can check it out. I also like I'm a very this is very controversial, but I'm a very big fan of Taylor Swift.
Okay.
If she comes, I miss her like don't know how many times to a concert already, but if she ever comes, right, watch it. I will try my best to go for a concert. I absolutely love Taylor Swift. Controversial, I know, don't hate me.
Controversial, guilty pleasure.
Yeah, guilty pleasure. And I also like what do I actually, let me see my Spotify
Spotify rap.
Let me see my rap last year is actually like whatever that I tell you, right? is that let me see if I can find it actually. Okay. This is my top artists. Sid the Sky, Taylor Swift, The Bin. Okay, you all know The Bin?
What?
Okay, so The Bin, right, is a damn cool artist. Okay, so The Bin plays electronic music. He plays like he does future bass, melodic bass kind of thing. But he used to be a metal guitarist. So right, a lot of his riffs and like stuff, right, is inspired by
metal
like
riffs.
a post-hardcore alternative kind of stuff. So like imagine like electronic music, but like on top, right, apart from the clean ass female vocals, then like the breakdown, the drop, right, it's just some, it's just some awesome riff lah. Yeah, it's like, I love the Vin. It's like it's one of these things, like you're making electronic music in the electronic music spectrum, but hey, if you can bring in metal or like alternative rock into it, right, then like why the fuck not, And then I have Our City and I have Elenium, which is also another future bass, melodic bass kind of thing.
I see, nice.
Yeah, so I listen to a lot of nonsense, and like these artists will never ever meet each other. It's like a different spectrum.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's for the top 5. Now, like the other thing on us also like the more like gear recommendation or like stuff that like we call all things new lah, like new workflow or new things that you have been trying out like recently. Is there anything
in the past? So like I've always been a Logic X. Okay, I started with Logic 9. I've always been a Logic 9 kind of guy.
which is a digital audio workstation lah.
DAW, yeah. But I have 100% completely switched to Ableton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I started dabbling in like electronic music, and so actually it's very weird. So I use Ableton to arrange, but I use Logic to record and edit. But most of the time I don't do that shit anymore. I just ask someone to do it.
Fully
But
electronic.
actually, if you want to talk about gear, right? I think not too bad people to talk to about gear. And actually, my friend Edric, who runs Grid Studios, he's also like a motherfucking gearhead. He's damn good. Edric is, I think, one of the, in my opinion, don't hate me. I think Edric is one of the best engineers, mixing engineers that I've ever worked with.
Okay.
He's just damn good lah. Yeah, he's just damn good. And I mean, every producer, every mix engineer got like certain niches lah. So like obviously don't ask him to produce stuff that he cannot produce lah, right? But like in whatever that he does, he's damn good lah.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, same lah, with mixers and production is also like taste and whatnot. Yeah, so gear, I love Ableton, and my favorite synth is Serum. Yeah,
Nice.
because you can get a lot of presets, and from the presets I regrettably never listened to my synthesis lesson in poly lah. So I am not as versatile in synthesis as I would like to be. But I learned a lot about synthesis from my friend Brian, which he's not really in the scene. He's Brian. He was my senior from poly, and he taught me a lot about synthesis. Subconsciously, so just watching him work, it's like, you put the sawtooth with the square, and then like you run it through the filter, you automate whatsoever. Then what kind of tone or sound you can get, and like I learned a lot about, and I honestly can only operate Serum because like I no money to buy other scenes. Yeah, but
that's something also like we want to learn. Like it's quite like you can like crafting the sound in your head in like and actually putting it down in the software. It's like
It's like
I cannot do that.
it's like way harder to like find a preset that
I want
matches
to
the sound in your head.
more, but I don't know how to do that in the software.
I also cannot. I'm really not very good at this. But hey, Brian, man, hey, hit Brian up. Brian does production, but he only do pop music and okay, not really lah. He does a few things.
Right,
so you can contact him at ongjunsangbrian@gmail.com.
Sounds familiar. Does he do for any like local bands or anything?
No. Not that I know of yet. But then he's a bassist. He's a pretty damn good bassist. So like one of those things back to the old topic of like you should just do first then say, right? So like he does like stupid bass covers on Instagram with like a Xiao Bin face, you know, like so he did a slap bass cover of one of Carly Rae Jepsen's song, and then she reposted it.
Okay.
Yeah, shit, dude. Like, oh, what the fuck, right? I mean, like that's why it's the just do first. You know, like you never know what's gonna happen.
Damn.
Yeah, cool guy. So I mean, along the way, I learned a lot from a lot of people that I can fake my way to do a lot of things. It's like I learn a bit of guitar from here, and then like learn a bit of production from here, and then like I cannot mix. I 100% cannot mix, so I always subcon. You know, it's like so. One of the things about being a musician is like you need to admit to yourself what you suck at. Yeah, then just subcon because it's just better that way. You know, like if you cannot play the lead part, then just get a lead guitarist to play. You know, and like say that thanks Ian, thanks Ian for playing on the record. You know,
Actually, I got a very hot take on that one, but like sometimes bands also tend to like, okay, I want to self-produce my own songs, and you just record everything, then you mix yourself, then release it. But you know, exactly what I said, if you know the limitations, your skills aren't there yet, then it's really better off to just go and find someone who knows what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you and honestly, it's like the ladder. There's this like ladder, this funnel, right? So you don't have to go to like the $5,000 per song producer. You want to Aeonix, it's affordable and it's good, you know, right? Yeah, and you can go
warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, exactly, warm and fuzzy. You know, like I don't know, got the nice neon lights now, right? Maybe we can share better. I don't know, but like you don't have to go to the $5,000 one because the $5,000 one might not be able to achieve the sound that you're looking for, whereas the $500 one might. Yeah. Something like that.
Okay,
So
wonderful.
to wrap up, you got anything you want to plug? Any new projects or stuff?
Not yet, but
Not yet.
check out.
Something brewing actually.
Yeah, I mean, right now, right? I'm at a place where I want to do music because I love it. Yeah, so honestly, I'm at a place where I'm trying to figure out what's up. And I have stopped trying to pursue music as a career. Not because I don't want music as my career, but I feel like if that's your goal, you lose track of like why you're actually doing it. So like this year I tell myself, I just want to do stuff that I want to do, even though it sounds crazy. And even if nobody cares about it, like I care about it, you know, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like okay, yeah. So like if you're a metal band, you know, come to Aeonix, very good. If you want to record real drums, don't come to Aeonix. They don't have real drums.
It doesn't got development, but yeah. Stay tuned.
If you like Polyphia, hey, they got the Tim Henson signature. You know, if you like, well, actually, like shit, man. Throughout all these years, right, I got to know so many amazing ass musicians that like cannot plug already. It's just like I'll be plugging the half of Singapore already. Cannot lah. But it's like actually I'm very lucky. I managed to meet like musicians from all walks of life, the Lao Jiao and like the Atas and like the makeshift, you know, and like everybody got something to offer.
I guess because you actually put yourself out there, and that's how you actually meet all of them, right? You have to actually be out there.
Exactly.
Not like us, like just sit in a bedroom.
No, like, now you're trying, Now you're trying. And to wrap it up, I think I would say just do it, man. Like whatever you want to do, just do it. And don't judge people if you don't want people to judge you. Right. If you don't mind people judging you, then sure. You just go and judge all you want. You know, because sometimes like people are doing stuff that may be valuable to you, but because you judge them and you already, you know, like kind of segment them, you don't really, you cannot learn from them, you know. So like even the music that you don't listen to, they might be doing something that you can learn. Yeah, like Polyphia shit. You see like wow shit shred and then like trap. Wow shit. They're good.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I guess that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, time to shred. Okay, thanks.
See you in the next episode.
You
Bye.
got outro sequence.
Don't have it.
Okay.